What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good?
Yo.
What up? What up?
We're back. We're back. Welcome to the kingdom, Nets Kingdom. Shout out Nets Nation. Shout out everybody that be tuning in right now. I'm with my co-hosts, Saint and Chubbs in the building. Say what's up, y'all.
What up, y'all? What up? What up?
Yeah, so welcome to the kingdom. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to run down here about Deandre Jordan news, Stanley Johnson, and then the new Barclays Vax rules, the new Vax rules. But before we get started, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the chat. Give me 1 second so I can see who's in the chat right now. Shout out Age TV, what's goody family, what's good? Sincere Israel, what's up? What's up? Devin Booker, Devin Booker's back. What's up, Devin Booker? What's good, my brother? Nico the Chico, yo, what's good, King? What's good, King? Car gaming enthusiast, yo. JC, hey, what's up? Isaac, my mod, what's good? Isaac, SKTS, hey, what's up? Adrian Price, what's up? Jimmy Tucson, what's good? We here, yep. Brooklyn's in here, Nets Nation's in here. John Tay Field, yo, what's up? Arthur Guimarães, what's up? Yeah, so to start it off, if you guys didn't know, the Hoops Hype, I think Brian Lewis and Hoops Hype reported this news. They broke this news today. And I'm going to read what it said right here. It said, multiple sources told Hoops Hype that the Nets have offered Deandre Jordan in a first-round pick swap and trade talks. Then you see the report from The Athletic about Jordan being in potential buyout discussions. So again, the DeAndre Jordan news continues to just flow in here. And I just think these upcoming weeks, I just feel like we're going to see a DeAndre Jordan move. Somehow, I feel like we're going to see him moved. How do you guys feel about this news about Jordan possibly being offered with the first round swap in trade talks?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just start out by saying our first round picks are really, quite honestly, not going to be that. I mean, if you just drafted 5 players and going forward, if you have a first to throw in there, it's really, I mean, obviously it's going to be low bottom first round. Now, The question is, are you that desperate to get rid of DJ and have his money come off the books so that it helps us better on picking up, say, Paul Millsap, or if he's going to cost a little more, or like picking up LaMarcus Aldridge if he comes back and he's not willing to take the vet? Like, I see that, like, if it helps us get a better player, because we can dump his contract, and if we just throw a first in and somebody takes that and either gives us something back low level or who knows, a second, I mean, who knows? I say do it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you just drafted 5 people that, Cam Thomas, Kessler, Sharp, I think are going to make an immediate impact into this team in the next season or two, so to speak. And I don't have a problem with it. I mean, if it gets him off the books, that gives us more flexibility who to pick up. And when we go into the season, if we've got to make a trade and we have the trade exemption, it just makes all that stuff work a little bit better, in my opinion. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Chubbs, how you feel about it?
You saw what I put in the Discord chat this morning. That was
a good rant.
Yeah, bro. When I saw that report of Stanley Johnson for DJ, like that Stephen A. quote was the first thing that popped in my head. We're getting rid of DJ. I don't care who we get. We're getting, honestly, realistically, for the latter half of our season last year, one of the most useless players on the team. Like, no defamation of his character. He was just straight up useless for us the whole last half of the season. Like, we were trying to transition away from him, and unfortunately with LaMarcus, his heart, and we had to go right back to him, and he proved why we really didn't need him anymore. And he was just wasting. He was damn near a $40 million chef with his new cooking show. So,
dude, every time I turn on my TV, there's a station on my TV. I have a Samsung TV that says Players TV, and I swear to God, he is always right there. It turns on. He's with his cooking show. So I literally
he's always cooking, bro.
Dude every time I turn my TV on. And then they just did an interview with him about how great his life is
vegan
in Brooklyn. Yeah, like
somebody said in the comments, DJ is a vegan. Get him some.
No, he is, bro. Dude, he's doing. What I realized from that channel is honestly is I think he's more distracted with outside basketball stuff. Which it's kind of like you look at the Tyler Hero, you look at the Kuzma thing, where it's like these dudes have become so wrapped up in outside stuff, being Instagram models. Like, I don't think they're putting that much effort into their game, and I think he's the same way.
The only problem I had was, like I said before, I think I said this somewhere else before. I was like, why didn't we just? I guess because if we're gonna buy out DJ, we still got to pay him. I know we're gonna save a little bit of money, but we still got to pay him money. We're still gonna be on. He's gonna still be on the books paying him money. I just feel like the better salary dump would be give him away to somebody else, like for a draft pick, or like give him away with a draft pick for just a salary dump like that. So he's completely gone, like completely off our books. We don't got to pay him no more. But if they're gonna do the buyout and he's, like I said, anyway, like Chubb said, anyway he gets off the team, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. And it's like, and it's like DJ, like I said, we can't keep him on the bench and pay him that amount of money. You can't unless he, like I said, I told y'all before, are we gonna give him, if we give him another chance? But he's got to play better if we give him another chance. Like if he's still on the team by training camp and he's still on the team by the first few games, he's got to play better. If he gets in, you got to play better. Like I said, this is the time. You got the motivation's got to be there. You can't wait no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait no more. Yeah.
I mean, just to kind of like solidify that last, like the beginning topic was, it's, if it takes you giving a first round pick to get rid of that money and have somebody that's willing to take it, I'd be interested to see what we get back. I guess that's kind of the other aspect, is like what team and what are we getting back? Is this team willing to take on extra and we're getting a contract guy that's low level? Are we just getting, like, say, a second round pick back? I mean, who knows? But if it gets money off and makes us more flexible to be able to acquire something else that's better, something that's going to work for us, I mean, really, our first round picks are really not going to matter from here on out. For at least for the next 4 years. Like, and
I think Sean Marks, he just loves to have picks in his arsenal, because he like I said, he's a draft kind of guy. Because he got the second round. What did he get the second round for Spencer? The 2 second rounds or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He always likes to have some type of like pick swaps or picks in his mix. So like, I don't think he would. The thing why I didn't think he pulled the trigger on DJ is he didn't want to give up those picks, those second round swaps or whatever he got from the Spencer deal. I don't know if he wanted to give that up. So he's like, you know what? Let me just buy out DJ for, we're gonna be over the cap anyway. We're gonna be over the cap anyway. So let me just buy him out, get him off the books, and open the roster to get another player that's actually going to contribute to the team this year. Like that would be key for us. Somebody who's going to actually contribute instead of just cheering and be on the bench and be the hype guy. We don't really need that right now. We need people that are going to contribute.
And that leads to another thing, with the order of news that's happened. We've said we have a guy that's watching Hartenstein. LMA is coming out and doing workouts, listening to teams, and now DJ is working to separate ways with the Nets. Yeah. So, in my opinion, the way everything is just setting up, the Nets have someone in mind already.
I think they have a couple.
I think they have someone in mind.
No, I agree.
There's reports came out too much in order for this. I feel like they have someone in mind.
I mean, let's break it down. We've had reports of Paul Millsap. We've had reports of Isaiah Hardenstein. We've had reports of LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Who else beside, reports of possibly Alizé not being guaranteed, not full. There's speculation on that. Like his roster spot got pushed back, a decision. So, and Marks did say at the end of the season that, hey, I'm going to constantly continue to work. This is not our final roster. We're going to, as of right now, yes, this is what we're going forward, but it's not going to be our final. We're still going to work at it. And he likes to remain flexible. That's the one thing about Marks
that he does.
I do like, is that he's always working an angle, whether you fully agree with it or not. You got to give the guy credit in the sense that he always likes to remain flexible with, tries to with money, picks, exemptions. And he's always working an angle, and sometimes he gives up a little, but he's always been a master at making something work with very little. and then ultimately in the end improving the team. And if you want to look at it that where like, hey, yeah, it's good that he keeps those picks because those picks will come in handy at some point. Either I don't think we need to look at those picks as something that is going to come to help us next season and next draft. It's more like I just look at those picks as pieces again to help improve us towards the end of the season.
Let me read some comments real quick, and then we'll get into Stanley Johnson. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Isaac. Isaac, I pinned the Discord. If you guys are not on Discord, join our Discord. It's just a huge Nets server. We talk Nets. And also, guys, hit that like button for us. We need 100 likes by tonight. Thank you, guys. MTL said, why would Millsap pick the Bulls over the Nets? It doesn't make sense. The reason why he will pick the Bulls is because the Warriors and us can only offer him the veteran minimum. What is it, 1.5, 1.6, whatever. I think the Bulls are able to give him more money. I think that's what the reason is. The one team that can give him more money, he wants more money for some reason. I guess he thinks he's that minimum. He's worth more than that. So he wants more money. So I think he's more money chasing than ring chasing, which is weird to me, but I don't know. So how same thing with Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre chose the bread over the ring, so it's like, huh?
But I guess the pandemic changed people's minds. Like they want the bag over the ring.
Yeah. Shout out Age. Age said, I like the Isaiah Hardenstein, however that's spelled. He played with Harden in Houston in the 7-footer. Yeah, we like Isaiah too, man. I'm gonna drop a video later about Isaiah too. Shout out Young Boy Ray. Get Javon out of here and let's get Sham back. Oh my God. The ShamWow. They want the ShamWow back, bro. How you?
I'm gonna hold off criticism of Carter until I see him.
Yeah, we gotta see a play. How y'all to get Javon out of here? He just got to the team.
I mean, the dude did not get play on the Suns and I don't think it's because he's a shitty player. I just think it's, dude, you had Devin Booker, you had Chris Paul. I mean, you had the Payne guy. I mean, I just don't think there was a spot for him. He was coming in. If he came in, he was coming in, garbage time. So I just want to see what's there before I move on from him. If he's flexible. I mean, the guy can play D. He can hit some shots. So,
now let's get into the second part. So we just finished talking about DJ. Now we're gonna get into the other news that broke today. I guess I put this.
We talking? Hold on a second, AJ. AJ's freezing. AJ's in frozen zone. We'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, I'm excited for preseason though because it's I'd like hopefully the DJ and some of these other things that say go into preseason knowing we have that set roster.
Right.
That would be nice. I don't want to do this. I want this all to be wrapped up before preseason so we can go in and just start working from the beginning as like one whole unit. And that would be great.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, outside of like who you're going to look to get rid of or drop from there is one thing. You back, AJ?
Yeah, I'm back. My fault, yo. It was raining. It's raining pretty hard. If I cut out, just keep the show. It's raining mad hard over here, bro.
You're about
it's
to
like
talk
lightning.
About a tropical storm over here.
It's you see this, right? It's like lightning.
It's lightning out my house. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, what's going on right now?
You need to
my fault, y'all, for freezing.
That cable hookup.
Yo, I need that cable hookup bad right now, bro.
You need to get that Ethernet cable.
The hurricane. We get the Hurricane Ida effects right now, bro. It's like the Hurricane Ida's coming for us right now.
So,
what was I saying?
Yes, Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson. Yeah. So let me read it. In other news regarding the Nets, it seems the team could have some interest in former lottery pick Stanley Johnson. He's been around team members and staff out in Southern California. He's working out with those guys. Hoops hype. So again, the news on Stanley Johnson, he was working out with some of the Nets staff in Southern California. Again, Stanley Johnson is a free agent. He's 25 years old, 6'8", I believe, 6'7" or 6'8". He's a forward, very strong, like built forward. I think he was on the Raptors his last season. He just got his career high. I was watching some game highlights, and his career high of 35 points. I think it was on the Bulls. He scored 35 on the Bulls. So again, how do you guys feel about the Nets interested in Stanley Johnson? How do you guys feel about those rumors?
Hold on, hey, real quick, we're gonna add Caleb's gonna come to the stream from Netcast.
Yeah, add Caleb.
Yeah. We'll introduce him real quick.
Yo, can you hear me well? Everything good?
Oh, yeah, you're good, bro.
Yeah,
You sound perfect.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
One second, let's change something real quick. This is actually, I just bought a new laptop for school, so I'm like, shit, might as well use it. So,
Oh, yeah, you got the good lights
We
too.
live
man.
right now, though. We live right
We
now.
live. Shout out Caleb. Yo, Caleb from Brooklyn Netcast is joining us, a special
Yeah,
guest.
good.
Talk about so follow on Twitter. There, what is it? Brooklyn Netcast.
yeah,
You
it's
guys
just
on
like
Instagram too?
the display name. It's a display name.
This display name, yeah, Brooklyn Netcast on Twitter. Caleb, talk about Netcast before knows about you.
All right, well, we're a lot like and we're very similar to Nets Kingdom, as you guys are obviously watching them, and we just basically post news, highlights, some memes, funny pictures, and we started, I'd say, about 6 months ago, but we really started taking things seriously about a month or so ago, and we've quadrupled our following count in the past month, which is absolutely insane.
The Bleacher Report, yo, they just got on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, we're on Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to work with some bigger people, so bigger things coming. But yeah, appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. We were just talking about Stanley Johnson rumors. You know how in Southern California he was working out with some Net staff, reported by Hoops Hype. So we were just talking about how you feel about Stanley Johnson being if we do add him to the roster, I guess. How do you feel about Stanley?
Okay, well, let's start with the fact that Stanley Johnson is better than Alize Johnson.
I like how this is going. I like this.
I like that energy. I like that energy.
That's about to go up. All right,
Chat.
here we go.
Stanley Johnson, not Stanley. Alize Johnson basically plays like I don't even know what's called, a running back on the basketball. That's a little bit my Alize. The man just tries to run.
Football player.
He tries to run through people. Like he does not care. He's wild. I mean, like he's interesting. I love Alize. Don't get me wrong. We all remember that. We remember that Utah game. That Utah game, he was.
Yeah. The 2020 game.
I remember the
2020 game. The 2020 game. That was a 2020 game. The Utah game.
No, he dropped 23 and 15 versus Utah.
23 and 15. That's what it was.
Yeah. Pacers was 2020
game. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
Stanley. I mean, here's the thing with Stanley Johnson. Neither of them are going to be huge pieces or big pieces to us in the long run.
Yeah.
But I feel like he seems a little bit more complete of a player. He's a 3-level scorer basically. He can score a little bit everywhere. I mean, he's versatile. I wouldn't say he's as good of a defender as Alize, but I imagine that's a spot he'd be taking, not DeAndre.
And I agree with you. Like, I think I'd rather have Stanley because Stanley can do a lot more offensively, and he's almost the same size. He's actually bigger, stronger, looks stronger than Alize. Almost the same size. He might not be a better rebounder than him, but he's
stronger, but he's bigger. That's
he looks like I said, he's a solid 2 something. Like he looks like he'll bully somebody. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think? I mean, because I've watched some highlights of Stanley.
He's 250. This man's 250. No way.
Do you think? I mean,
Stanley Johnson 250. There's no way that's true.
No. But if you watch some of the highlights, I think Stanley Johnson has a much better, on the ball defense than Alize does, though. I mean,
he probably could be. Yeah.
I mean, again, he strikes me as another one of those guys where, for some reason, motivation is his problem. Like, he has skills, he has ability, but for whatever reason, he's just too inconsistent and not showing it. But
he's 240, by the way, 240.
Oh, he's 240?
That's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
The sharpest is like 252, so he's big.
I told you, bro. I'd rather have Alize then. I mean, I'd rather have Stanley Johnson than Alize then. Because
I think he wasn't in great shape when he came in. He did come in at 250. They're in a camp. He came in at 250, which is a lot for. And then he went down to like 240, so he's hovering around there. I think he wants to get even lower. So right now he's like 240. Those what they're saying.
Yeah, I think, like I said, if we had to make a choice between Alize and Stanley, I think Stanley's 25 years old, so we don't even have to pay him that much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's looking for a team. Give him a small, cheap deal, and then we would have to waive Alize or waive Alize first, but then give him a small, cheap deal and see what happens. But let me know in the chat right now. Should I put a poll up? Should we take Stanley Johnson? I'll put the poll up. In the chat.
Well, here's a question.
Go on.
Oh, here's a question for the panel up here. We have Bemery, we have Bloodsport, we have Bruce, and all in common, they're supposed wings that can't shoot for shit until proven otherwise.
Hey,
What does
thing,
does swapping Stanley Johnson for Alizé really change anything? Because let's be honest, outside of Kessler Edwards, we have no true 3-and-D wings.
Good point.
This is true.
That's a good
I mean,
point.
does Stanley Johnson shoot better than those three?
He shoots better than Alizé. That's as far as I know. But he's not a 3-point shooter. Like he's not a 3-point.
Yeah.
But does he have But I mean, does he have a decent shot?
It's a decent shot. Yeah, it's a decent.
Like, do you think he could shoot better than Brown? Shoot better than Bembry?
I think Brown's going to have a good year. So
Brown, I think, is going to surprise us.
He's putting in work. I'm
talking 33%. It's going to be 33 this year. So that's my guess.
Yeah. He to me, I think he has them like more. He's more offensively gifted than Brown. Like he has more in his bag, step back crossovers. He can do more than those guys. That's in my opinion.
He just has no consistency. That's the
he just very because like I said, when Rage is probably gonna come up here. Rage is from Detroit. The Pistons fans hate Stanley Johnson. Like he's a bust. He's trash.
This came up during our Discord chat, and Rage just like he went off.
He's like, Stanley Johnson is terrible.
He had a PTSD. He had PTSD when you saw that name.
Yeah, he was. So if you're from Detroit in the chat right now, Stanley Johnson is not a good name. You don't want to hear Stanley Johnson's name if you're from Detroit because they hate him on that side.
I mean, if you're called the next Kawhi Leonard and you flop, anybody, it's all right. It's all right.
They did call the next Kawhi Leonard.
They did that.
That was the next.
He was like, I said, he was like 6'8". He was 6'8". He was like a two-way forward. He was like I'm telling you, in college he was a demon, bro. He was wild and like he was going crazy. Yeah. But when he came to the NBA, he just, what I'm saying, it just fell apart. I don't know what happened.
I think a big issue with a lot of players that are in his position is they have no confidence to think, I'm going to end up being a very good player on a good team. So it just never happens. It never gets put together. But then there's also players that have that confidence. Like I think Chris Middleton's a pretty good example of that actually. Also Dinwiddie. You can see they have a certain swagger, confidence when they go on the court, and it's always been like that. So they had the belief, okay, I can do this. I can be a very good player on a very good team or a good team. And they did that. And then most of the players in their position, though, they have no faith or confidence they're going to be anything but a minimal role player. I mean, to me, that's
a good point.
Kai from BK2 just threw this in there. He says, I thought that's why we signed Kyle Korver to help Stanley Bruce Bembry shoot better. I mean, there is that aspect too. I mean, I know we did sign some defensive guys that haven't been the greatest of shooters, but I mean, who knows? Maybe that is something we'll be a little bit more impressed with and see. The unfortunate right now is there's just too many things now to see since we drastically changed our bench. And it just that preseason is just that wait for that is killing me because there's so many different narratives of what could and what couldn't happen with this team and the roster that it makes it so difficult. And I think we could kind of to move into the last part of this topic of Stanley and DJ is so we've had multiple talks about Lamar, all these different people, Isaiah Hardenstein, Paul Millsap, now Stanley Johnson, DJ going what's your guys? I guess I'll just start with AJ. AJ, what is your idea to happen to the roster to finish it out? Assuming that DJ actually leaves, he's gone. Who knows about Alizé? His roster spot is suspect at this point. What would you like to see with the roster before the preseason?
That's tough. If DJ leaves, I would probably rather go with I think I'd rather do Isaiah Hardenstein. I'll take Isaiah for now. I'll take Isaiah. Now with the whole Paul Millsap thing, if he does want more money, then it's gonna be I don't think he's gonna be in our reach because all we can offer him is a vet minimum. But if he does want more money, I think he's gonna go elsewhere to the Bulls or whatever. So if he's out of the picture, but to add to to throw into your question, what if they do trade DJ with a first round pick like we talked about, and that
dump it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then like I said, yeah,
that
I'll
changes.
That changes everything. Yeah, that changes a lot because again, we'll be an open roster spot, get his money off the books, and then we could just, like I said, there's Isaiah there. There's Paul. If Sean Marks can somehow finesse Paul Millsap, we'll do that. And then you got other options, maybe Stanley. I mean, like I said, there's other options you can do. Because Stanley, we can't put Stanley. Somebody asked me, we put Stanley on two-way. We can't put Stanley on two-way. He has to be signed, like a little deal. Yeah, he has to be signed. And with Isaiah and Stanley, these guys are young, bro. These guys are like 25. I think Isaiah's 23 and Stanley's 25. These guys are young. So it's like, I feel like with the right motivation, with the big three, like they'll get them to play right. You know, I feel like they'll get them to play hard.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
What do you? I was just gonna say, Kev. What do you think? What would you like to see the rest of the?
I mean, are we taking a dream scenario here? Like dream scenario? You want to do dream
realistic
scenario?
a realistic dream scenario, not a
realistic dream scenario. Well, I think LaMarcus is number one, but I think more.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
because I mean, if LaMarcus Aldridge comes back to Brooklyn, it's looking
That's
great.
something. That's something. Yeah.
Yeah. More realistically, I think our most realistic target is Hardenstein.
Yeah.
He is a pretty good fit, honestly, for this team.
Yes.
I mean, he's not the best interior defender. He's good, but he's not going to fix a ton of your problems or really anything. But I think he can develop in like years to come to be a nice piece. Almost like he's definitely. I don't know, like the level or tier of play of Mason Plumlee, I think is where.
Yo, that's a perfect example. I was gonna compare him to like he's like an athletic K-Love, but like he's more like Mason Plumlee. He's more Mason Plumlee.
Plumlee's a good
he has a lot. Yeah, Mason Plumlee is exactly what he's kind of like Mason Plumlee, but like a athletic. He might be more athletic.
He's more athletic than Mason Plumlee, but he can't cross up people like Mason Plumlee.
Oh no, he can't. Remember when Mason Plumlee made TLC fall?
I posted that, and it was great.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Nah, I agree with you, man.
It might be my favorite moment of the season. Honestly, I don't care what happened against our team. That might be the best moment of the entire season.
I remember when I saw that live, I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. Like he did the craziest fake, and TLC like TLC's ankle snapped and was just like, boom. Oh yeah, TLC fell. Like,
I had to sit there for a minute when Plumlee did that, bro. Like it made no. I had to really.
I was like, what? I think that was the last straw. That's what it was like. TLC done. You're like, we're over with you, TLC. I was about to be the last straw with that spin. It's like, get out of here.
Quickly,
go on.
Oh, so Brendan, who's part of Netcast, got a message from a friend that doesn't like the NBA at all, but he's watching the game. And he said, "Who's this French dude? He's absolute garbage. He got crossed up by a fat white guy." It's like, oh.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Just to throw in there real quick, because I was going to bring this up another point, and I saw it in the comments. Like, that was the other thing I brought. Hardenstein played with Harden. And I also watched some highlights of Hardenstein with, and you could just tell the two of them had good chemistry. Like you could tell Harden liked playing with him. You could tell he liked, vice versa. And it looked like it worked. So to me, that's a no. Like, again, we don't know what level is he really going to bring? How effective is he going to be? But he's got to be more effective than DJ at this point. I do believe he fits better in with the lineup than DJ does. I do think he defends better than DJ. I will give him that. And he seems to do the same thing. He can catch a lob.
Lob threat.
I just think if you're going to have a backup to the backup, whatever, because again, we still don't know what that starting lineup is be.
I was going to ask that. Are y'all ready to go? If we buy out DJ, are y'all ready to go all in with Claxton? Y'all ready to go all in?
Yeah, throw him to the fire. That's it.
Throw him in the fire. Throw him in there.
Claxton would be 5, and then you would have Sharp and Hartenstein to follow. Which order comes in, who knows? But you never know. I would assume maybe Hardenstein over Sharp in the beginning. But if Sharp changes and gets better throughout the season and really takes to the NBA game, then who knows? But that was a little side note like that I saw Rasan brought up. It's a good point. He has also played with Harden.
Let me read some comments, but my last point is like, I think yes, LaMarcus should be our first option if we do buy out DJ. But again, we're still unsure if he's going to come back or not. That's why we got to make a move now. We can't wait. You know what I'm saying? If DJ's bought out, we just got to make a move now. But LaMarcus should be the first option, yes, before Paul Millsap and Isaiah, yes. Let me read some comments. Shout out CWBSI. He said we need Isaiah Padley. Spoiled Milk podcast that he wants. Axis said Isaiah is a dog. Hot dog water. Isaiah Hart is a hot dog water. Sean Marks had his chance to get a center. he said Sean Marks had his chance to get a center and chose to spend 3 days helping Spencer. It's getting spicy in here. That station's spicy in here, bro.
Spencer Dinwiddie. No, I ain't like that. He's the reason we're in this position, by the way. If people don't want to realize that. Delos, Dinwiddie, Levert, and Allen are the reason we are in this position we're in now.
Yeah, to put it out there, one of the
big
negatives.
What do you mean by that?
So we remember how bad they were before Marks, of course, and after we started to win games and become a decent team and a team that actually made the playoffs, even though we got smacked by Philly. I don't even remember that series, but they made us a little bit more relevant again, and they brought a little bit of something interesting to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
And then I think that really helped Kyrie and KD buy in, seeing what they were doing there. And
of course, people don't give Kenny Atkinson enough help, and that's another reason why I kind of want DJ gone, is because Kenny did a lot for the player development of this team, and then when DJ came in and Kyrie came in and KD signed, but KD was still hurt, Kenny wanted Allen over Jordan, which we all knew was the right thing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Kenny got fired, guess who got back in the starting lineup again? So I'm a little salty at DJ for more than just other reasons, but that because I thought that people were bagging on Kenny, and it's like come on, dude was just like Sean Marks, came into a team that was decimated by the unmentionable GM that made the worst trade in history.
Yeah, he should not be named.
No, he should not be, exactly. And he put this team back together, and he was a huge part of that. And then when we got some stars, that seemed to change. And then you could go into the Kyrie comment. We don't really need a coach, yada yada, whatever. But that's another reason why I'm salty at DJ. Allen should have been.
Let me go on to the next topic, and before we get to this topic, I guess this is what the video is titled about. The Barclays doing the new rule. Well, the New York City rule about the vax.
Let's do a disclaimer, though.
Disclaimer before YouTube comes for us. We're not doing this. Is not a political stream. We're not telling you guys to get vax, or if you're unvaccinated, we're not saying it's a problem. We're neutral. We're just talking about this because it affects the Nets. Okay, so any vax conversation we have here, don't take it against us. Don't be in the comments. Just relax. All right.
Yeah, so we're not giving our opinion on vaccinations, the whole thing, the virus. We're not giving you none of that. We're not getting it. We're just going to straight up talk about how this could potentially affect the players of the Nets. That is it.
And YouTube, if you don't flag me. YouTube, don't do it. Yeah. It wasn't. It's just don't flag me. We're just talking about reporting news. All right, so I'll read what Shab said. Shab said, unvaccinated NBA players in markets with local requirements such as New York City, Knicks and Nets, and San Francisco Golden State Warriors will not be allowed to enter home arenas or facilities for games or team activities conducted there unless they're approved medical or religious exemption. Ooh. So basically that means if you're unvaccinated, let's just say, for example, I'll go with Kyrie, right? If Kyrie, I'll go with Harden. If Harden is unvaccinated, he cannot play at home. Mm-hmm. But if visiting players come to the Barclays and play, and they're unvaccinated, they can play. But Harden will not be able to play because he's unvaccinated.
Yeah, definitely some details I feel like are missing out of that tweet because it comes out. Yeah.
So I look at that Shams tweet, and I'm like, huh? So you're telling me somebody who's unvaccinated on the other team can play in our stadium, but our own players can't play? So I'm like, how does that make sense to me? I'm like, how does that make sense? How is that? I don't get it, bro.
That's the sensitive thing about this whole thing is that you don't 100%. There's no real 100% way to know exactly who is, who isn't, how it's going to affect the team, people in the stands. You have all different ways to work around that. So, I mean, I kind of agree with Chubbs. I think there is more to this subject that's going on, and I'm pretty sure there's got to be some adjustments coming. I can't for the life of me think, like you made that great point. Oh wait, you're telling me like a visiting player that's not vaccinated can play, but there's no way that's going to really rock. I just know there's no way.
And I seen Nets Daily say, well, first of all, it was religious. First of all, you can, if you're unvaxxed, and they say if there's religious exemption or political, what's the other one? Religious or medical. I'm sorry, religious or medical exemption are the only ways that you can play in the game if you're unvaxxed. You know, that's how
Brooklyn Nets 11 saying they all are. I don't know where that source is or
how
you find that out. But
you can't find that out because HIPAA regulations, they don't let the players without their permission. You can't release their information without their permission.
I would also like to mention something about I see Kyrie for some reason, just Kyrie is catching the most slack from this. Even though Kyrie has been relatively quiet about the vax in the first place. I feel like Kyrie catches more flack than anyone for any of this stuff.
Do you guys? I was asking, I asked the Kyrie group that I'm in, all the Kyrie fans. I was like, do you guys think? To me, a lot of people thought I said he wasn't vaxxed because I don't know if he's not vaxxed or not. I just have a feeling that he's not. I just have a feeling that he's not. And if he's not vaxxed, do you guys think that first he'll probably use religious exemption or whatever. But do you guys think that he's vaxxed? I know. The KD news came out. KD is vaxxed because they said KD said he is vaxxed in the Water Room podcast and he's encouraging players to. But do you guys think if Kyrie or Harden is not vaxxed, will that be a problem for us?
Well, first off, I would say just as he's silent doesn't mean he's against or for it. I wouldn't take his silence for protest, but I would say it. I feel like KD, all players should just get it just for the sake of convenience. Yeah. Because you saw how early in the season we saw like a crap ton of players going to health and safety protocols and just damn near messed up the first half of their season, and they had to fight to the latter half of the season. So I feel like just to like override all of that like headaches, I feel like they should just.
But you saw what they did last year too. I mean, you saw middle of a game, KD get taken out of a game, for some like random possible being around. But then it's like, well, dude was just in there around,
all
everybody
sweaty,
else.
touching everybody.
So why? So again, to like stay away from suggestions, it just does seem like the NBA is a little confused about. How to implement certain aspects of it, and sometimes it's like that's the whole part about this thing that makes it so nutty is that it's like certain things there's common sense not in some of these things, and this if this is one again, have we heard the NBA say this was just a shams tweet, right?
I just want to emphasize the NBA doesn't force you to get vaxxed. It's
of course
it's because of New York. That's why it's only New York and San Francisco are the only cities that are mandatory vax. So that's why us and the Knicks and the Warriors. It's the only teams that are kind of going through this. Every other team is like, if you're vaxxed or you're not vaxxed, they don't care. Like you just do whatever you.
Well, did the Brooklyn Nets put out an official?
It doesn't matter what Brooklyn Nets want, though. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what Brooklyn wants.
Oh, it's more.
Right. Yeah.
As you say that, Saint Mayor de Blasio put out a tweet. The Brooklyn Nets are champs in our hearts. They're committed to getting New Yorkers vaccinated as an inspiration, and Blake Griffin is in the video. So,
he put out a tweet.
I'll
share that screen. Share that thing. You just did that right now.
I'm pulling.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
That's crazy.
I'll send it to you.
Like an hour ago. Yeah, I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on them. That's actually.
He literally but he had a on. Remember when he put the Brooklyn Nets jersey on, and then he was like, "Let's go."
I got it right here.
Okay. Yeah, the Nets retweeted. I'm pretty sure, correct?
That's crazy.
Sure.
I didn't check the. I think he did.
I think that I saw the Nets retweet it. I thought this was like an hour ago or something. Yeah, it was. It was like an hour ago.
Yeah, it's just like I said. It's just like I don't know, man. I just feel like you should keep it out of the NBA sports thing, bro. Like,
Yeah, I don't really.
Again, again, to really I mean, again, it's like it's so hard. It's so hard to talk about this without like allowing it.
Yeah, without saying
I mean, and that's the thing is it comes down to states too, and the states change it, and then I mean, I don't fault anybody either way, whether they're pro, against, or whatever. But
yeah,
I mean,
so wait, is this like a hidden? Does this mean like all these guys in the video are vaxxed? Bruce, Blake.
I mean, I think if you're up there talking.
If you're up there talking, it means you're vaxxed. Then I'm assuming. So Blake, I assume Blake was Bruce. So KD wasn't. Oh, KD was in it. KD wasn't in it. I don't think KD was.
No, right now we've got Blake, Nash, Bruce Brown, Sean Mark.
Yeah. So it's just like I said. Like with me, it's like okay, I get why the stadium's doing it, right? And well, actually, somebody DM'd me and said the Yankees and Mets Stadium they don't do the vaccine mandates. Like you don't have to be vaxxed to go.
I'm sure to not really keep harping on it, but there's no way like the NBA and like that the Nets are going to go forward without playing. We'll just say this for sake of argument: KD and Harden are not. Everybody else is. Like there's just no way that something is not going to happen where they just can't play at home. I mean, if they try to manage,
that's what I'm saying. Because like they would have to use something. The NBA would not do that because you know how much money they would lose. We're not, like we get all the national TVs. We're going to be on national TV the most. So if Kyrie and Harden are not vaxxed, it's like come on, the NBA is not going to do that. The NBA is going to lose money.
Yeah,
exactly. And they're not be able to.
I want to real quick because someone just talked about Saints hat. I might very possibly be the only Nets fan and Red Sox fan.
Oh my God!
You're getting muted. We're muting you.
Look! Chubb's left.
Yeah, we're muting you. We just straight muted you, bro. You are muted.
Oh
dude,
my God!
Let me explain real quick.
Please explain yourself because this chat is about to be on flames.
My dad he lived in Boston. My grandpa lived in Boston. My uncles lived in Boston. So like I was kind of forced upon that fandom.
Okay. Can you just repeat what you just said? Because I thought I heard something. I thought there was some weird transmission.
I will also mention I am not a big baseball fan, so that also kind of I'm a football guy. And
then you should have just lied, and you should
basically, chat. Basically, he said he was forced from birth. He didn't have a choice. He was forced from birth.
I did not have a choice.
I have two sons. Like none of y'all got kids on, at least the host, right? That you know of. But
also, I'm also a Bills fan, so that's another thing that everyone's gonna hate. So I'm from Boston.
I don't know.
That's not too bad.
No one really hates
Boston.
No one hates the Bills. No one.
New York, Boston, and New York, bro. It doesn't. We're enemies. Boston and New York is enemies, bro.
100% fair. I did fight a Red Sox fan in Boston, so if that helps towards anything.
Well, that's Boston.
Yeah, there's something I don't like their fans even. I don't like their fans.
I have threatened both my sons with destruction of any clothing that is not Yankees related. As far as baseball, I said, listen, I'll let you choose your own basketball. I'm okay with that. Like I'll let you find your team. I'm like, but you will not wear anything other than a Yankee hat in this house. If you do wear it, you better hide it in a bush, leave it at school, like give it to your friend, but you will not wear a Boston. I mean, and they're smart enough to know the hate between Boston and Yankees. So they always joke.
Red Sox fans, bro. That's my thing. I hate Red Sox fans. I hate Boston fans. I hate New England more than anyone, by the way, because I'm a Bills fan. So
you're confused. It's okay. You have time to grow out of your confusion.
I got a bad.
Oh man,
it's like I hate Boston, but I'm somewhat of a Red Sox fan. I mean, I have like a signed Mookie Betts jersey, so like.
Somebody's. The chat's again. Angels get him out of here. No, I'm telling you, New York and Boston is toxic, bro. Like I don't know.
I hate Boston.
Yeah, man, I'm a Mets fan. I don't like the Red Sox. I just don't.
I mean, but it's. I will say this though: the 90s to early 2000s, it was deep. It's not as bad as it was now.
Oh no!
But, it's not. I mean, it's still there though. It's still there.
It's still there no matter what.
Trust me, it's still there.
What were you talking about? Well, I do remember one time. It was Yeah, David Ortiz, Dustin Pedroia, that team, like 2011, we blew out the Yankees like 19-0. And I went on a whole, oh God, my whole school is Yankees fans, of course. So I just went through, I brought a Red Sox flag to school. I was wearing a flag.
Be honest, you got beat up, didn't you?
No, let's not talk about it. Let's change the subject, bro. I don't want to hear this Boston talk. I want to hear this Boston talk.
It's funny though. I don't wear baseball like that no more, but like it was funny because I would wear a Red Sox flag to school just to piss people off after we beat them.
Shout out, Nico the Chico said, "I can handle Boston fans over Knicks fans."
I will say I did burn.
That's a fact. Honest, I'm be honest. That's a fact.
Everyone in my school is also Knicks fans, so I did burn a Knicks jersey on live in front of everyone. That was.
Oh, wow, you're taking it deep.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that.
I lit the jersey on fire. I got a cigar, put the cigar up to it, and then
Oh, he was on demon mode. He was.
He had it all set up. He had it all planned up.
He was on demon mode.
By the way, I found a Lakers jersey and Knicks jersey at a thrift shop. So like this year, I'm ready again.
We'll read some comments, yo. Hold on. Somebody said,
my cat's tripping again in the background.
Somebody said, your cat.
He doesn't like that. He's a Lakers fan.
We have a
stream cat.
My cat, my cat is basically the mascot, and he makes an appearance in the background, jumping.
The black cat, man. You got the next colors.
That's bad luck.
Somebody wanted me to feed you to my cat, so
feed him the Saints cat. Oh wow! Shout out the Omen. He said Boston equals Walmart, New York. That's a fact. He said Boston equals Walmart, New York. Somebody said Boston is McDonald's, New York. Saints cat with the cameo. Shout out Nico. Amir said, I can't stand Laker fans. They disregard basketball with them bad takes. Yeah, we don't like Laker fans out here either. I mean, that's what it is, man.
Or let's refrain. We don't like new Laker fans.
Yeah, new Laker fans.
I'm just saying.
We've been forced.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I have gasoline. You have a thing of gasoline. On top of it is Lakers. I have a lighter there. I'm ready to go. I got some cigars.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
I cannot wait.
All right.
So do we want to transition to the say?
Yeah, let me. This is the topic I want to do before we do the Chubb thing. So Mike James got like some slack for this, and I think what was it? Clutch Points tweeted out the best the four best scorers in history, or
the most skilled scorers in history.
The four most skilled scorers in history, and I think on the Mount Rushmore it was LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, and KD, and Mike James was kind of retweeted and was like, "Oh, Kyrie, how is Kyrie not on this list?" And it just started a whole crazy thing. Like,
I love it.
So, how do you guys feel about Kyrie being one of the four most skilled scorers? Well, would you replace somebody with Kyrie on that list, or would you put somebody else on that list?
Yeah. We're talking about individual skill. You have to mention Kyrie. In terms of guards too, Kyrie needs a mention. Like you can't. Would you say
Kyrie's a more skilled scorer than LeBron, or would you say no?
No question.
To me, he is though. To me, he is. But I know people. The majority of people are going to say no.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the difference between physical gift and ability, and then the skill. And people don't like separate. People like saying better scorer. Like LeBron is a better scorer than Kyrie. Is he a more skilled scorer? No, he's not a more skilled scorer. There's a separation and gap in between that. I don't think people quite get the difference. I mean, there's nothing Kyrie can't do except dunk well. I mean, but
I agree. Like I said, LeBron's game is more like brute force and just freakish athleticism. And with Kyrie, it's just like he has the skill to, like I said, so much in his bag. The crossover, he's a better shooter than LeBron. Like he can do so much more than LeBron to me. That's scoring to me. Then so I don't know if you put him on that skill. Would you replace Bron, or would you place Kobe and Jordan? You can't replace those guys, but KD and Bron are the movable on the Mount Rushmore for the skill scorers. Are the movable? Like who would you guys?
I would move either of them, very honestly. I know KD is the better scorer, but I would like to also say that KD is also 7 foot tall, and I feel like he does have some physical gifts that do help him. Kyrie doesn't have any physical gifts, pretty much. I mean, he's fast, he's shifty. He doesn't have any major physical gifts that make him a better scorer. It's all skill. So I think he could replace KD even, or in LeBron 100%.
And everybody in the chat, make sure you guys put the who y'all skilled. Who would you guys put on the Mount Rushmore? Put your Mount Rushmore, the 4 skill scores in NBA history. Put that in the chat right now so we can see that. Go ahead, Sam.
Swaggy just said, like, AJ, what made people mad was when they said Curry was more skilled than. I mean, when they said Kai was more skilled than Curry, and then the Curry fanboys went off.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what
I read something earlier and saw it today, and it made sense. And then I saw a video breakdown. It was a video I watched on YouTube. And unfortunately, these things don't get brought into the conversation. Very similar to what Caleb said earlier about with LeBron, and then his comparison was that, like, the difference between Curry and Kyrie to me is Kyrie can do all this shit on his own. Like Kyrie can create his own shot. Like, I know Curry can too, but Curry relies on a lot of screens to get into his setup. He is very much a setup player, little quick, weird little screens. And then once he gets those screens, like, all of a sudden the defense is in disarray and he gets to do what he wants. But Kyrie just has Kai has that ability to just, he don't need a screen, yes, it could help him, but he does not need that. He can make you look silly, like 3-4 guys trying to, like, get him at different times right off the bat. But of course,
and I'll put into this
what's more skill or what's not,
the reason why Curry is like I said, just hit the Warriors the whole system is built around Steph Curry. The whole offense is around Steph Curry's movement, going around screens, off the ball movement. That's the whole on just Curry. But with Kyrie, like, he can score in that mid range. Steph, I don't really see Steph going to that mid range. Steph is either 3 or go to the basket. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie has that mid range, that middle of, he can score in that middle. He has the layups. He can shoot threes. He just does everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Steph is the greatest shooter in history. He's also the greatest shooter in history. Yeah, Steph is the greatest shooter in history, but he's the scoring wise, I don't put Steph up there with the greatest scorers now. But shooter, yes, Steph, best shooter in history. Scoring.
Also, he's legitimately the best off-ball player and his best off-ball movement, in my opinion, in NBA history as well. That's why he is so good. A lot of people do not understand that. I think a lot of people think he plays a lot more ISO than he does.
Oh, he can score on his ISO mode, but it's just that it's not like Kyrie, bro. It's not.
But there's also got to be, I think, another category to this where I kind of put him in it, Luka. There's these players that have this ability to consistently make the most craziest shots in a game. And whether you quantify that as a certain skill, I guess you can. But it's just, that's another part of this argument, is that he just does it in some of the most odd and weird ways, like not like any other player does in the league, which also gives him the air of being, people say, oh, he's much more skilled, but it's like, fundamentally, he's
I'll put it to this for fans too. Can Steph Curry score 40 without hitting the 3? I've seen Kyrie score almost 40 without hitting the 3. Can Steph Curry hit 40 points without hitting the 3?
No,
can he do that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
Very good question. Very good.
Yeah, I've seen Kyrie,
but no, he can't.
That's what he needs. Those threes. He needs the threes. He needs the threes. You know what I'm saying?
I also think Harden is at the fringe of that conversation of most skilled scorers all time. I think.
I mean, let me read some of the chat. Somebody said Allen Iverson is a better scorer than Steph, and Kyrie AI should be 4 scoring titles, average 30 multiple times. Those are good nominees. I definitely forgot about Allen Iverson. He is one of the great scorers too.
AI's efficiency hurts him in that conversation.
Yeah,
very much so.
I feel like Jamal Crawford needs a mention in this.
That could be another. That could be another low.
He has a bag too. Let's not forget. Like, everybody had his crossover in 2K.
Mm-hmm. Would you guys put Melo? Would you guys put Melo in that?
He would get a mention too. You
guys will put Melo in that in the Mount Rushmore scores?
No,
not Melo.
I'd put him in the combo.
You put him in the combo?
I think he's way outside the conversation. I can't put him in there though. Like
way outside.
He's way outside. Wow.
He said he's way out. He's looking outside. He's looking out the door.
I think he's like top he's like top 20 maybe. Like, that's where I have him.
Oh yeah. Melo, well, scoring wise, yeah. Melo's he's definitely one of the best scorers. And like, not, I don't know about top 4.
No, top 20 skilled scorers. It might be T-Mac is probably my favorite non-Nets player of all time, by the way. He is If it wasn't for injuries, I think he'd be a lot higher up on a lot of lists, including all-time lists. If he was not.
Oh my God, I love Tracy McGrady, man. Tracy McGrady is one of the great. If you like I said, if you're younger, you haven't watched some T-Mac film, go on YouTube and watch some T-Mac film. He was one of the best scorers. Like he is just incredible. 13. What was it? 13 points in like a minute?
39, 13 and 39.
Man, like
13 and 39
his
seconds.
magic. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm on the
Who
magic.
can do that? Who does that? Who does 13 points in 39 seconds? Yeah. Like that's crazy, bro. Go watch that if you haven't watched that on YouTube.
Too. It was against a Spurs team.
Yeah, I remember they were down big, and then like, bro, I couldn't believe that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna read some more comments, then we'll go to the last thing with Chubbs. Somebody said Pete Maravich scored 68 with no threes. Damn. Shout out to Pete Maravich.
Do we want to take some questions, AJ, or no? Before we do Chubb.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Al Max and Kyrie's more skilled, but is less reliable. Ooh, Kyrie is way better. Wow.
Kyrie's less reliable. What? What's a 50-40-90?
He said he's actually meant like he's availability. He meant availability. I think that's what he meant.
Okay, Curry gets hurt just as much as Kyrie. We really
yeah, Curry do be getting hurt. He do be getting hurt.
Early in his career, he was injured. Curry was an injury-prone player.
Curry had those ankle problems for like 3 years. Remember those ankle problems?
That was
either it was versus the Bucks. He got injured so bad on a crossover. He
broke his hands.
So
he broke his hand. He had a couple of ankles. Yeah, he was. He
had a grip of injuries.
Yeah. I saw a good comment, but it just flew by. Somebody said Melo, T-Mac, honorable mentions. I'll accept it. Melo in his prime. Somebody said Melo in his prime is in the convo. Oof. Penny Hardaway, T-Mac, KD, and Gervin are in a different level.
Melo was different.
Somebody said Alex English. Oh, I'm not even old enough to remember Alex English. Do you know what Alex English saying?
I know of him. I couldn't tell you. I remember watching games. I mean, the 80s, I was still a young kid, so probably wasn't watching religiously basketball, but I do remember the name. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we reached that part to say whatever segment. If you guys have any questions in the chat, put type your questions right now. We'll answer all your questions. We got Brooklyn Netcast here. Shout out Brooklyn Netcast. Put any questions y'all want in the chat right now, and we'll answer them. Put @Saint and then ask a question. Let me check on that poll I put up about Stanley Johnson. 60% said no. I said, would you want Stanley Johnson? 60% said no. Let me end the poll. See how many people voted.
Makes sense.
Stanley over Alze? Is that what the question was?
No, I put, would you want Stanley on the team? And they said 61%.
Yeah, that would be. I still think people would take Stanley over Alze, but I don't know.
Alze, they have an attachment to Alze because he's already on the team, so I think it's kind of an unfair advantage for being 100%.
Yeah.
This one's not. This is kind of our first question. Somebody asked, where was it? Where did it go? Kind of lost it. Somebody had asked if I can find it. Oh, here.
The chat going fast now.
Is DDJ getting on the roster? Is he the last two-way deal?
Yes, maybe.
More likely.
DDJ on the roster. I hope he is.
Help me pronounce the name, please. Cordin.
Oh, Isaiah Cordinier.
Okay, he's seen as a trade piece, by the way. That's what I've been told. He's seen as more of a trade piece and not candidate to get the two-way. Not like a big trade piece, but a small little thing to throw over. You know what I mean? And
because people forget we have his exclusive rights. Like we have his rights, so we could do that. We could do that.
Obviously, he's not a big trade piece or anything, but he's seen as something you can throw into a trade to bring a little bit more balance to something or a trade.
So kind of like a Musa for Bruce Brown type situation.
Well, I
that's basically what it kind of is.
I don't know if he's just going to be working out with the team until preseason, but I don't know how there's any other way to get to use him as a trade piece though, outside of like if scouts come and watch him work out, while we're checking him out.
The big thing was teams see him play. It's not like out of the question. Teams actually do see him play, see his film, and they probably can see him work out at the facilities. If the Nets were into that sort of thing, but he apparently is viewed because there were other things I was told from people. I won't mention names. That he's seen as a mini trade piece just to throw in something a little extra, almost like almost like a late second round pick, basically type value.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because, like I said, like DDJ, for me, DDJ is the better piece to be on a team for a two-way. Isaiah Crowder, and like I said, we have Isaiah's rights already, so it's like we could make that move. You know, get him in a deal to make somebody else. You know, get somebody else.
It would seem to maybe help move DJ, but very minimally. It's not going to do a ton, but it could be something.
I'm not letting DDJ go. Even if Isaiah, whatever the hell his name is,
DDJ got so much upside, bro. He got so much upside.
I see the potential for that, and I mean, but that's the other thing why I didn't hate on Marks as much as I know other people did about those picks, and then even picking him up is that he got such good players that he picked that they are going to be so valuable next season and the season after, the second and third season, like they are going to be huge. And the fact that we don't have to pay him as much money as we would be, because each year we're going to have to, I hate to say, but every year our bench is going to look different. It just is. Yeah. Like drastically different, I think, each year, unless you can just keep, not everybody that has, like, say Bruce Brown comes out and his three is on and he's hitting a three and he's added that to his game, like, and he ups his game even more. Like, I can't imagine him coming back again on another 1-year deal. Like, at some point, that dude's going to want a multi-year deal. And I just don't see him being a guy that, like, the Nets are going to be willing to give it to him.
No, they won't. And another thing it's seen, in my opinion, what Marks is doing is he wants us to keep re-upping and adding more players and hoping he can find that steal that elevates our team above and beyond or be used as. It's basically because we don't have much money to work with, obviously, with Big Three. So your goal is to try and find as much value anywhere you can, and he's done that since he's came here with I think Dinwiddie's a great example, Jared Allen, Karis LeVert. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing he did with facts. So it's just be upping.
Shout out Juice Kid. Yeah, Juice Kid. I do see what's happening outside. It's literally like I'm actually shocked.
I just took a quick look outside, bro. The wind pushed me back inside my house.
In New York right now is going crazy. Like I'm literally looking outside. It's like a tornado outside.
It's wicked
bad
right
now,
bro. It's insane outside.
Here, Buffalo has not a drop of rain. But my dad's currently right in New York City, so he's telling me all about it.
Bro, outside, I'm shocked. The stream hasn't.
It's wild. That shit looks wild.
Bro, it's bad right now. I just got the flash flood warning on my TV. I mean, on my
Amber
TV
alert,
and my phone, bro.
Yeah.
It's bad right now.
So Devin Booker has a question. He says, "At what circumstances would you take me on your team?"
Deandre Jordan in the first, DJ in the first.
DJ
in the first.
DJ in the first for Devin
Kyrie
Booker.
Irving disappears.
I like it.
Yo, Devin Booker, yo. Shout out Devin Booker, yo. He's that.
Dude, he has not broke. Okay, so Devin Booker is on here, and he's in our Discord chat. Dude has not broken character at all.
He be in our Discord.
Is he back in our Discord?
Yo, Devin Booker, don't kick Devin Booker, bro. He be coming in Discord with the full Devin Booker profile. Please get me out of Phoenix. Please.
I don't think y'all noticed. I had to kick him. He in here casting spells and shit when y'all not looking.
Oh, he casting spells?
He's straight up typing wingdings on. Wingding. Yeah. Yeah, to get out of there. You had to get up out of there.
You were acting a fool.
Yeah, he started typing all wingdings.
Nah.
I have to Swaggy threw this in there earlier.
Devin, don't spam though, Devin. Don't spam, bro. We love you, Devin, but don't spam.
That wasn't you. Okay.
Yo, I posted a picture of Kendall because there's pictures came out with Kendall and Devin on TMZ, and I posted it in the chat. I was like, "Where's Devin?" I guess like Devin wasn't there.
All right, this was at Swaggy. It wasn't so much a question, but sort of more of a response to what I was saying. He's like, "I get it, but damn, you drafted a whole starting five. Marcus and Raekwon aren't going to be on the roster." Hey, I get it, but I don't know where I'm getting feedback from. But if you've got it playing through your speakers on your computer or something, it'll do that. But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I think a lot of us agreed using a couple of those second-round picks to use in a trade to get in DJ. And quite honestly, I know that they did that, but nobody would have taken it. So I'm not mad that he went this far to try and draft as many people as he did, because it got us Cam, it got us Sharp, it got us Kessler. Kessler was a lower level pick. I think we saw we call him Zigorowski. We call him Zigzag over here because it just
Zigzag.
But,
Yeah,
like,
zigzag.
he has some ability, but he's at a point in our, we just don't need another point guard. He looked more polished than pretty much all the rookie. I thought he looked the most polished, but obviously he doesn't have the skill level that Cam does, but he looked the most polished, as far as his playmaking, passing, his shot looked good, but he's just not going to play. And Raycon McGuay, you even said it, I think he was scared. Dude looked like he wanted to play, but we didn't get to see enough of what he could do. But I'm not mad at him for drafting 5 people at all. I have
to me, I would give up those. I would have done it. I would have maybe. Well, to me, Kessler and Aaron and Cam are absolute needs. But those other guys, I wouldn't mind giving them away for if we could just salary on DJ. I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, I'm not mad at them being on the team.
They tried that. That's what's frustrating. They did try that.
So you think Sean Marks offered DJ to OKC I'll give you these 2 picks?
Yes, he did.
For the DJ to take him and go.
No question.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm okay with it.
Like Marcus, actually, he's gonna go to Long Island.
Right.
99% sure.
Yeah.
He might develop into something of people compare his game. He's a very sound playmaker. Doesn't make many mistakes. He's got a nice 3 ball. Shoots very well from the 3-point line. He can develop into something. It's not like he's 100% gone. Gray, I think he's the next Reggie Perry. Nothing for him. But,
he's terrible. He's the next Reggie Perry.
He could do something. I'm not going to give up on Marcus, but I'm giving up on Gray. He's built like Reggie Perry. Yeah.
You go to the next question. Say.
Yeah, I mean, there haven't been coming in. There's a question.
Yeah, put your questions in.
Where's Tricky Nicky? Yeah, we don't know.
He's usually up in here, but he's not here today.
Tricky Nicky shows up when Tricky Nicky feels like it.
Yeah.
Lightning is going crazy outside my house.
Yeah, it's bad outside, bro.
Yeah, it's going down outside.
Not so much a question, more of I'm one of those people that I kind of agree with Caleb. I think Marcus Zigzag could turn into something nice eventually, but he's definitely going to the G League. I did like his game, but he's also kind of small. I get it. But like he said, I think you agree, because we also, Caleb, we did a live stream on draft night, and when it got down to some of those areas, there were certain players, especially AJ was mentioning, I think Charles Bassey was one of them. There were some players who were what?
Trey Murphy dropped.
Why didn't we go after those?
You could have got Sharif Cooper.
Could have got Cooper. We took Cam instead. He was picked right after with the Hawks.
We could have got Cooper because Cooper dropped. Sharif Cooper dropped, but then we picked Marcus instead of Sharif Cooper. We picked Marcus Zigzag. So
I'm still not against that. Honestly, I'm not against that.
It's all right. We'll see. Hopefully
it makes sense he gets picked up by Atlanta. That's his hometown, though.
Yeah. Hopefully he turns out. Hopefully he turns into that guy. I mean, I'm rooting for him.
I think a good comparison for him is honestly Reggie Rubio with a better shot, honestly. And I mean, he's not the most exciting player, but he can't contribute to a team. So I think he's
Ricky Rubio
with a better shot is how I think Marcus.
Ricky Rubio with a better shot. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're right.
Hey, I got a question for Caleb real quick, because I wanted to hear his take on this. And one time I dipped on Caleb at Netcast will do a kind of a audio podcast type thing on Twitter, and you can dip in and listen to it and then request it.
Oh yeah,
they were talking about it. One time I dipped in, but it was on the Cam Thomas, and I wanted to ask the question was, I think Cam Thomas is a steal for us for sure. I don't think anybody quite realized he was going to be what he was. I knew people knew he could score, but I think he really was a very nice surprise for people to see. I do think there's a ton of ability there, but my question was, what is it that Cam Thomas has got to change that makes him basically cannot shoot for the first 2 quarters and then turns into MJ the last 2 quarters? I see the ability, and this is no hate on Thomas at all, because he literally, I mean, he surprised me. I had no idea. I tried to look at him. I didn't know if I saw people all different media, Twitter, here, everybody kind of saying random things about Cam Thomas. And then I got to see him and I was like, well, damn. But the one thing that I couldn't shake was where does his game go the first quarter and second quarter, and then all of a sudden it's like he's warmed up and he's ready to.
Okay,
like,
I get this.
So yeah, I want to hear your take on that.
All right, so a big part of this is Cam Thompson lives up to the moment every single time. It's what he did in college, and that's what he's going to continue to do. He just steps up when it matters most. Another issue is I feel like he does have issues heating up and getting started and getting in the groove of games early on. I feel like that did happen in college a little bit. And that's got to be a point of emphasis from the coaching staff, actually. It's going to be a lot of coaching staff to – he's got to get going quicker. He just starts off flat. It's not a huge concern. Honestly, I think it's very fixable. And
I think it's more – what of him going – what about the age-old thing of, like, if your shot's off, go to the basket? Do you know what I mean? And I noticed there was some questions of possible like shot selection. I get that. I think that's normal with any rookie.
It's summer league.
He is, and it is summer league. But and again, not taking anything. Somebody just said, he's clutch. He definitely has that it in him. I just was curious, because it seemed like people were just concentrating on the last two quarters and just saying, oh, he's the greatest. He's this, he's that. And it's like, well, okay, but let's be honest. Like, let's be normal. Let's not just give him all the accolades and not look at it, any of the negative that he needs to improve.
I will say it is pretty nice that he actually is playing bad in the first two quarters instead of the last two. That I would be a lot more concerned if it's the last two quarters he's playing bad.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we know he's going to work it out. I just was curious what you thought the reason was.
I really just think, he just needs to learn how to get in the groove of the game quicker. So he's got to change maybe something in his pregame. Like, okay, get himself ready. Maybe something in his shooting routine in the beginning. I really don't know. But I really just think, it's something he'll figure out within, like, a few months of a routine or some little even, like, how I mean, like, I guess a good example is LeBron, powder up kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Cam finds something like that, I know it sounds stupid, but if you find a routine and you stick to it, you'll actually get into the game quicker. You'll feel better. It just works. So he's got to get a routine.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I think the fact that he gets to come into where he's going to learn from Kyrie, he's going to learn from James Harden.
He's in the best hands possible.
Yeah. And I was waiting to hear him say it because to me, I'm out of he's saying he's not perfect. Totally, like, I get it. I'm not trying to diss him one way, like make him he's greater than he is. I'm just trying to stay balanced with him. But the one thing that I heard from him that I was like happy to hear was because the dude has a ton of confidence. We've already heard him say that. He's come right out the bat, like that's what big game players do. So he's got confidence. But I wanted to hear a little more humility from him. And he did come out and say it. He's like, I get to learn from these greats. So to hear that lets me know where his mindset is. And that's only more of a positive because I'm pretty sure I honestly think he learns more from Harden than anybody.
I agree.
This game is so like Harden, y'all. It's so like Harden. Like,
and maybe Harden gets him more into the passing, more into that other area.
It makes sense because he said he idolized. Well, his idols are Kobe and Harden, so it really makes sense. Like him watching him play is just like watching Harden.
Height length is very similar to Harden. Play styles like Harden.
More like Harden.
Passing game like Harden. Like you said.
Even got between the legs like Harden.
He's even a volume shooter like Harden is. You know how Harden sometimes takes a long time to get warmed up. Like
Harden now. Anyone see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got the jersey.
He's slowly becoming Harden. He's gonna get the beard next.
He's Harden. He's baby Harden. Baby Harden.
Beard's coming next.
I like mini.
If he starts the season with a beard, bro,
that will be hilarious. That'll be hilarious.
Baby Harden. Somebody said he's a Harden stan. He needs to be more efficient though. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, he's
over that again. It's summer league, doesn't matter. Efficiency.
Yeah, he's a rookie. Like I said, it's gonna come with time. He's not. Don't expect like. I know everybody's expecting him to be. Whoa, he's gonna go crazy. Like, just he's a rookie. Just it's gonna take time for him to get his adjusted to the NBA, as we say. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. Somebody said Cam Thomas going to carry the Nets in the future. Shout out CWE Bed-Stuy. MTL said same goes for Cam Thomas. He should also be on our closing lineup. Ooh. It's tough to say, bro. I don't know. He's another. No, you don't want Cam. I mean, Cam is Mr. Fourth. Well, in the summer league, he's Mr.
He was Mr. He's Mr. Fourth quarter.
In the summer, we don't know in real life in NBA.
I personally would rather have Kyrie and KD and
Yeah. Would you do the big three, Cam Thomas and Blake? Just take out Joe Harris.
I think Patty's perfect.
It's really going crazy.
I forgot about Patty. Yeah.
Patty's a perfect closing player. You have him.
And you forgot about Bloodsport too. Like we need someone to throw hands. I
wanted to make a Menace lineup when there was an option of getting. I wanted James Johnson, Deandre Jordan to be out there. Pat Bev would have been cool.
Yo, that's a Menace. The all Menace lineup. That's fire. Now somebody should do that.
Yeah, here's a lineup.
Agent, so Marcus Cousins could come in. We could have a whole boxing.
No! Here's a starting five: Pat Bev, Quincy AC, Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Oh my God.
Boogie Cousins and who's a four? I forgot his name.
Draymond.
Probably Draymond. Probably Draymond.
Okay.
That's a whole Menace lineup.
Nah, Nick, that's a good You might have to make that a tweet, bro. Yo, that cat's got the best meme. You only got the best. You and
somebody put together a Photoshop where you put like the
NBA team. I'm gonna put
get that meme off, bro. Get that because you and somebody else has the best meme on Nets Twitter. I think it's the SpongeBob guy.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get SpongeBob to come up here into this. He's one of my guests. I got on my hit list. I gotta get him in there.
I had depicted on our old podcast. Our podcast got deleted on Spotify. We'd restart. It sucked. We had him on our first episode. He's a great guy. Funny content, of course. Very knowledgeable on basketball. More than just SpongeBob stuff. So he's a great guy. I 100% recommend him on the show.
Yeah. All right, yo. Chubbs, we'll save it for next. We'll save it for next.
Okay. Yeah. Storm's going crazy.
The storm there's a big storm. I don't think. I'm surprised the street is held together. Like, thank you. Actually, say is the reason why the street is still like good. Like, because if I was streaming right now,
I'm out in Cali, so
it's literally
right now it is 71 degrees outside with a slight breeze. I have my front doors open.
Nice.
With no air conditioning. I have my ceiling fans going. I'm in shorts. I've been in shorts all day.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's bad in New York right now.
we gonna save the idea I had.
We'll save
whatever that is. Yeah.
It's 56 here. It's 56 for me. It's cold out. I mean,
it's cold in there, but it's always ice cold over there.
It's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. I got you can't do nothing in the winter. Like
as much as I like California, I would trade in for to know, like, because every day and every year and every time it's Christmas or Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's hot 24/7 over there, right?
It's not that it's hot. Like where I live by the beach, it literally stays average about like in the 70s, right? Yeah. But if I got like in a coma and I woke up, I wouldn't know what season it was. Like it just stays the same. Like Christmas, like palm trees, sun, like it never changes,
Yeah, come to New York then during Christmas. It's always fun here.
I'm already making plans to come out.
Saint's trying to come up here for a game. Try to go to a game
for a couple. For a couple back-to-back games.
I'm going for Cleveland. Every single Cleveland game, home or away, because I live close to Cleveland too. I'm going to be going to both. So all Cleveland games, I should be there.
You can be outside. Okay, that's nice, bro.
I mean, I have a Colin Sexton jersey just because I went there and it was like their jerseys are sick. The Lamb jerseys are fire. I had to buy one. Also, my friend bought a Garland jersey, so we made sex line.
Look at Isaac. The water in my toilet comes out when it rains hard.
Oh my God! Typical New York, Isaac. That's typical New York shit right there.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a storm thing.
Shout out AJ. He said it's a beautiful day in AZ. Shout out guy from BA. He said the net off my sliding door just flew off. Damn, it's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's literally bad out there.
Yeah. Shout out this nation. Shout out Brooklyn Netcast for joining us today. Make sure you guys go follow Brooklyn Netcast on Twitter at Brooklyn Netcast. What else? You got any socials, bro? Did you guys Instagram or anything?
We just made an Instagram. It's Netcast Brooklyn. Just flip the things.
Netcast Brooklyn.
Also, our Spotify link is in the in our bio, and we just did an interview with an old New Jersey ball boy. Talks about lacing up MJ shoes, going to Scottie Pippen's house, being friends with a bunch of other Nets players. Yeah,
that's fire. Make sure you guys check out his podcast. Spotify link is in the bio, right? In the bio.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. This was great. I enjoyed it.
Man, appreciate you, man. Yeah, when there's big news comes out, you definitely gotta pull up again.
Yeah,
bro.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Hey, we are 15 likes away from 100. Let's go. We got.
Get us to 100 likes, y'all.
Let's go. Let's at least do that. Let's get us to 100 likes.
I think 100 is good. Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead with your last words though, Chubb, Saint, whatever your last words.
Go for it, Joe.
Yeah, subscribe to Seven Spades YouTube channel. That's me and my friend's gaming channel on YouTube. AJ, I gave you on the private chat so you can pin it, like put on this shit. We play hard games, shooting games, basically anything that's basically popular now. We play that. We also play low key shit. We like the most recent vid. It's honestly one of the funniest shits they put out. It's crazy. Like the second half of the video, you'll be like holding your sides laughing. It's funny as hell.
Yeah. Subscribe to that, y'all. 7 Spades on YouTube, gaming channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe, support Chubbs and all that. Somebody said, which Nets players got the vaccine? We don't know. Well, as far as I know, I think Bruce Brown, Blake, since they were in the video, so those are the only two probably for serve. Yeah, Bruce Brown, Blake. Who do you think else? Oh, KD. And KD's confirmed, I think. Okay, so Bruce, Blake, KD is confirmed, I think. Those are 3 guys I know that are confirmed who have the shot. But everybody else, it's something we don't know.
I'm beginning to think it's not really going to be an issue. I'm sure there'll be a couple random people, but I don't think at the end of the day.
I think if it is an issue, they'll find a way to loophole it, like religious or medical. They'll find a way. I feel like they're not going to let they're not going to let us come on. Us, we know how many national games we have. You know how much we're going to be on TV. They're not going to do that to us. Yeah, come on. Yeah, they're not going to do that to us. Go ahead, Sam, with your last words, though, bro.
Wow. I'm ready, dude. I'm ready for the season to start. Same thing as kind of last time we talked. I'm just
47 days.
40, yeah, and it's way too long. Like especially when you try to provide content. Obviously, you want more information to come out. It can be a little tough. I get it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I like the fact that we're still trying to tweak and tighten up our roster. Like I said it before, I'd be okay with Isaiah Hardenstein and Paul Millsap. I'd be okay with LaMarcus Aldridge. I know some people are, worried about his health and he could leave us again. I'm okay with it to give it a shot. You know what I mean? I don't think this guy gets cleared if there's any possibility or speculation that it's going to hurt him. They're not going to let him go. So, at the end of the day, we're a lot better, I think, than we were last year. We were definitely more versatile. We got more defense, and I'm happy with that. Like I can't trip on that. So, Brooklyn way, little Jersey swag as always. And excuse me.
My last words again. If you guys, thank you for joining us tonight. And you guys join our Discord. I pinned the Discord that on the YouTube chat. Isaac, that's the link right there. Join our Discord. It's a huge Nets server, so you can get on. We talk Nets 24/7. Also, we have channels. We talk whatever, talk whatever football, whatever y'all want. So just join our Discord if you're not joined, and also follow me on Instagram. At the bottom, you see Nets Kingdom L711 on Instagram. Follow Saint on Twitter at SaintNet1, and then follow me on Twitter, Nets Kingdom AJ on Twitter. Appreciate you guys for coming out today. It's just Nets.
We're trying to get this going. Like, if you have any memes, fan art, something you want read, can't be on.
All my graphic designers in the chat. If you got memes, fan art, graphics, send it to netskingdom@gmail.com. Send us any put up graphic memes, anything, fan art, photos that's your shop, logo, whatever y'all want. Just whatever y'all come up with. All the graphic designers, there's artists who do, good Nets pictures. We always like the good Nets pictures. My guy Nets Insider is a really good graphic designer. Shout out to Nets Insider, man.
Nets season is the king of jersey swaps. Just gotta put that out there. Nets season is.
He is jersey swaps.
Yeah,
jersey swap. Yo, remember the conspiracy when Kyrie was doing it, and everybody thought Kyrie was gonna retire, He was like, "Oh, Kyrie's gonna retire. He's swapping jerseys with everybody like he's about to leave."
You were the only one pushing that. No one thought he was gonna retire.
Wait, bro, it wasn't me though.
It really was only you. No one was buying that retirement.
Nah, it wasn't me though, because
Swaggy.
it was Kyrie. It's the Kyrie fan pages that hit me and was like, "Yo, watch this video on YouTube." And it's like a whole YouTube video like Kyrie might retire. He's swapping jerseys with everybody, saying goodbye. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just put it out there.
Swaggy's hating on the Yankees. Not Swaggy. You just dropped down.
Whoa, bro.
I just lost a little. Yeah, you might be talking.
Don't show. There's no.
That's my burner. Don't worry. You're good.
No more shout outs for you, Swaggy.
No Sean Mark slander on this stream, and no Yankee slander, no Sean Mark slander. Those are the two we are going too far, and no net slander. All the other channels, no net slander. No other slander.
No Joe Tsai. Can't sign it.
Oh, Joe Tsai. Oh yeah, no Joe Tsai slander either. You can't Joe because that man is paying for everything. He's paying for everything. He's going broke. Well, he's not going broke, but he's doing everything for the. He's paying billions of dollars.
He's blowing the bag. He's blowing the bag.
He's blowing his whole. He's blowing all cash money bags on the net. So you can't. No Joe Tsai. I don't want to talk about Joe Tsai either. Yes, no Yankee slander. All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Well, he's a Mets fan. Whatever. Dude, get out of here.
Oh, he's a fan? Oh, okay. All right.
Go wait for your apple to be raised. Go ahead. That's your
Are the Mets
only
making
gimmick.
Are the Mets in the playoffs? They making the playoffs though?
We're like 6 games behind.
Oh, that's right. Chubbs is a Mets fan.
Yeah, we're 6. Look. Only we.
I'm dropping him.
I'm a Yankees. I don't even watch baseball like that, but I'm a Yankees fan.
But no, we're 6 games back. It's gonna be a tough climb. It's gonna be a tough climb.
I'm a Yankees fan, bro. I'm a Yankees fan, bro.
That's right.
Yankees. Shout out to Yankees. Yankees Nation. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for joining us.
There now will be a 10-second delay for all non-Yankee fans. So.
Thanks. See y'all. Yeah, see y'all on your Discord. See y'all on the Discord. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys.
All right, peace
See you
out.
later.
All right.
Thank you.